All right, start him off. I tell you what, I got homework for you too. You find the mathematics between you and your brother, y'all build that up. Come back and get the cycle. Yeah, you tell you still haven't told us what you know about the program.
Father self, magnetic. One thing, God, even though you added on, and you telling us what you've been taught by your father, which is peace. God, what does configuration mean? You said the configuration of the 360. God, what does that mean? Because if you just repeating that and don't have no understanding, God, then you shouldn't even speak it. That's plain and simple, God. We teach you to keep it plain and simple, especially for the baby. So when y'all go kicking this to other children, you got to kick it in the language y'all can understand. Because you telling me configuration of the 360, God, what does that mean? What does configuration mean? Do you know, God? No, that's not telling me what it means, God.
I said a figure.
A figure? Then that means you don't know what it means. So it's best that when you kick something, it's peace with your father doing, it's real peace. But you should only kick stuff that you know and understand. Don't use words that you don't know the meaning to, number one. This applies not only to our culture, but when you deal with 6 and going to school, you don't put words in paper that you don't know what they mean. Because when you go and get challenged on a guy like right now, somebody else hear you say that, the configuration of 360, whoa. That sounds like a high science, some powerful. What does that mean, guys? If you don't know what it means, then you can't utilize those terms, guys. And that's word is bond, regardless of whom or what. You understand what I'm telling you, guys? You don't know what a word means, you cannot repeat it and use it just because it sounds good. Or everything your father say, or the God say, the God say, I say, you can't repeat those words, you don't know what it means. You can't break it down with someone in your peer group can understand it. Or someone older can understand it, then don't use the word. Right? Just like using foul language. If you cursing and don't know why you cursing, what the curse mean, and why you using the word.
So let's try that. What does cipher mean?
And we gotta hear you, guys. Your audible sound gotta travel, guys. We can't hear you.
What is a cipher in your own words?
You want him to break down, because he said he knowledge that aside. We broke down knowledge.
We can't hear you, God. I'm gonna come stand over here so that you can. We can't hear you. What is a cipher? Pick one. I can't hear you, God. What? And then speak upon it. The cipher is when we come together, give our knowledge, and speak upon it. What? Speak about it. That's one definition. If I had to say one word to describe a cipher, what word should I choose? Just one word. What does a cipher look like? Okay, I take that too. Alright. We're gonna find out what configuration means for us. Alright. What? Alright, but you gotta speak up.
God, number one thing, don't never say it's what you said. It's what you say, God. Understand it come from you, not your father. You can't say what your father said. That's not gonna make it. When you become a grown man, you can't say my father said. You got to be able to say this is what it is because this is how I drew it up. Don't just repeat because this is what somebody said. If somebody can say something around, you can put poison in the atmosphere. Just because they know you're going to repeat what they say. So you broke down knowledge, man. You got to go back to the foundation of what knowledge means. Keep it simple. Do the knowledge, to listen. Listen carefully to what you're hearing. And draw it up. Because we not parents, God. We don't repeat because we hear something, God. We make this walk and talk. We show and prove every day. Everything that we do, we got to show and prove. So we're not dealing with repetition as far as repeating what somebody's saying. They say just because he said it makes it right and exact. You got to show and prove what your father said. He can show and prove his wisdom. Show and prove yours, God.
You know, to add on to what God is saying, there's been plenty of times I've been in the cycle and it's going around in a certain order. And as an individual is building, I'm preparing my build because I don't want to get in the cycle and just start studying. So I'm going over my lessons in my head and I'm drawing up the data mathematics. It may happen that righteous may say exactly what I'm thinking. It's his turn, he get in the cycle and he say, boom, boom, biff. And I'm like, wow, I was just about to say that. Now all of a sudden he's like, peace, and he steps off and it's my turn. You're not going to catch me getting in the cycle saying the same thing. You got to come up off the top with it. And that's why it's so important for us to understand what it is that we're saying. Because if you understand it, you can say it a different way. And just by saying it a different way, somebody might need it and didn't get it from the last man saying exactly what you was about to say. Now you have a chance to take it to another step. You have a chance to show it from another perspective. Like you said, when we come together and we give our knowledge, this God come through, he add on. I come through, I add on. Then we're going to go through back and forth with the understanding. Like right now, you building, and the God is like, well, going through this, going through that, where you at with this. We want to see if you, are you a parent or a man-child? Nothing?
Are you a man-child, God?
That's nothing.
You a man-child? So can you be a man and a child at the same time? And can you be and leave at the same time? Is it possible? Hey. Hey.
Oh. See? Man-child. Shake it off.
Nah, we got the kids building first. We're going through.
Go.
Going on in there.
See, if you don't. You see what he's saying? You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Then you see. Alright? Alright. What's that? That was what?
Do the knowledge, right, God? Your father is a man. Right? Your father can pay bills. He keeps the roof over your head by doing what he do to bring currency in. You doing none of the above. Your father can produce children physically from within his physical composition, which is called sperm. And he can fertilize eggs, something you cannot do right now, guys. Therefore, I understand the science of what he's saying. But in fact, so God, you are not a man. You cannot do stuff a man can do. You a child. Enjoy your youth and enjoy your days as a child. So when you become a man, you're going to wish you could revisit some of those days when you was a child. You don't want to have regrets. So you enjoy your time as a child while you're a child, and you learn to do like a man. So when you become a man, you'll be on the right track. But I never seen a child born, he's a man-child. Never seen a child come out with a full load of head, he got a beard, a goatee, talking, he ripping, and he able to go produce children. You understand what I'm saying, guys? You grow into that stage of a man. And everybody becomes a man at different stages in their lives based on what they go through. But you're still a child or a young man in blossom. But to say you're a man-child, that's something that a rapper that was from Staten Island called himself. Shaheem the Rugged Child, he called himself a man-child. I know you was God. And right now, you a young God. And you got to maturate both physically and mentally before you can take on that title. as a man in your own good time, God.